Hello everybody, and welcome back. In this video, we're looking at question number 20, the very last question in part B. So this is the last question that's worth 6 marks on our Cayley contest. For how many positive integers n that are less than or equal to 100 is n cubed plus 5n squared the square of an integer? So we want n cubed plus 5n squared to be some sort of perfect square. All right, now this expression here doesn't really bring to mind any perfect squares. Now, if it was, expression like this would remind me of plus one, add a plus one or something onto it and make it a perfect square. But I don't really recognize n cubed plus 5n squared as a square. So it's not really about the form of the expression right away. So what could we do? Well, I noticed that I could at least factor this. As a cubic, I could factor it as n squared plus n plus 5. Now, if it is a if it is a perfect square, it's got a factor of n squared. And so that tells me that n plus 5 is also a perfect square. Okay, and that's kind of nice because, well, I know that n is, they said positive integers, right? So we'll say greater than or equal to 1. So n's got to be greater than, between 1 and 100. N plus 5 then would be between 6 and 105. And if it's got to be a square, what squares are in this range? Well, the next square after 6 is 9, 16, 25, 36, 49. It's a small list, that's why I'm bothering to write them out. Otherwise, I would just square root both sides and start rounding my numbers. But 64 is in this range, 81, 100, and that's it. The next one after 105 is 121. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 perfect squares. Okay. Now, if it was bigger, if it was n plus 5 had to be between 6 and 1050, for example, I'm definitely not going to write all the squares out there. So what would I do? I would say, all right, well, n plus 5 needs to be a perfect square. So I'd say 6 needs to be needs to be less than or equal to k squared and less than or equal to 1050. So I'd square root. So square root of 6 needs to be less than or equal to k, needs to be less than or equal to square root of 1050. But if k is an integer, then we can round up. Square root of 6 is about 2.3 something, I think. And square root of 1050 is 32.4, so you'd round that one down. And so I'd say, all right, how many integers are there between 3 and 32 inclusive? So that's what I'd do if it was a bigger number. It wasn't in this case. It was just 105, so I wrote them all out. Okay, so you don't need to do any of that sort of stuff. And our answer here for question 20 is then 8. And so we're going to look for B. There we go. B is our answer. So we'll get ourselves a fresh sheet of paper because we're going to start the last 5 questions in the next video. Part C, we'll be starting with question number 21. Take a look at it if you haven't already. Until the next video, take care and have a wonderful day.